I want to invite Malkani, Global Head of AI and Product Customer Obsession at Uber. Welcome in.
Thank you, Gabrielle. It's really a pleasure to be joining all of you innovators and leaders in the AI space. My name is Malkani. I'm the Global Head of AI and Product at Customer Obsession at Uber, as Gabrielle mentioned. And what that basically means is that I lead customer experiences across all of Uber's core services, rides, eats, grocery, and I develop AI to create them. So I'll discuss how my teams at Uber are applying generative AI from assistants to decisioning engines to really transform and reimagine our customer experiences at a global scale. But in doing that, I'll also share with you the lessons I've learned and practical takeaways for enterprise leaders here who are driving AI transformation, and which will also be useful, hopefully, to the builders of AI solutions for the enterprise, so you can create the right products which will be useful to your customers. So by show of hands, hopefully you can all hear me. How many of you are actually enterprise, are in the enterprise deploying GenAI solutions? Okay, and how many of you are actually building AI solutions? Okay, and how many of you have already deployed these solutions on production and are gaining value out of them? All right, so just so you know, it was about 20%, 25% for each of those questions, so which makes it interesting, this whole session about the practical takeaways. So first, a little bit about Uber and what we do. We operate at a massive global scale, right? We are in about 70 different countries, 15,000 cities. Every month, over 1 billion trips take place on our platform across 180 million or so active consumers. And so at this scale, you know, AI isn't something that's nice to have. It's the fabric which makes it all work. And on top of that, our marketplace is quite complex, right? On rides, there's riders and drivers. On Uber Eats, there's eaters and couriers and restaurants. On groceries, there's shoppers and grocery stores. And it's all about bringing these different players in the marketplace together. And that sort of marketplace interactions create an enormous amount of exchanges. Every month, we see 20 billion messages come through this marketplace every month, and 40 million conversations just with us. And these conversations, I'm not even including the back and forth that happens. So when we apply AI, it's not only for efficiency, it's also for personalization and ultimately solving problems and building trust across all these customers in the marketplace so a marketplace can operate well. So this is interesting. I actually saw some booth out here too with this advertisement. But I graduated from MIT, and I subscribe to all the fantastic research that comes out of there. And one of the latest research articles from there states that 95% of the GenAI pilots fail. Just think about that. That means 19 out of 20 fail. Only 1 out of 20 actually goes live into production and delivers value. Now, I'm also leading AI development at Uber, which isn't in that 95%. So the obvious question is, what are we doing differently? How come we don't fall into that trap? So first, we anchored everything to business outcomes. Every AI project had to improve either resolution time or quality or customer satisfaction, and from day one, it had to move the needle on P&L. Second, we approach everything with an AI mindset. What does that mean? That means that our organization reserved explicit budget for experimentation. So we could roll stuff out, not worry about whether it's delivering value initially, iterate on it, and try new approaches and see what works, and then move forward to production. Third, we just didn't slap AI on top of our existing business policies. We redesigned all of our business policies and processes to be AI ready so that they are simplified, they're explainable, because guess what? If they're not explainable, AI won't be able to explain it to your customers as well, and then it won't be successful. And fourth, we integrated customer data directly into the core, giving AI real intelligence which was grounded in enterprise context. And finally, we invested a lot in guardrails, safety, privacy, PII redaction, all through our AI gateways, which some of you may read on the internet. It's called Michelangelo. So all these things, the reason I'm sharing that is because this is a practical playbook which you can all use to make sure that you are successful in moving your GenAI solutions for yourself or for your customers from pilots to production. Okay, so let me show you how this plays out in practice. So what you see here on your left is Nova, which is our neural omni-channel virtual assistant. Yes, it's a product my teams developed. It's the frontline AI for our riders, drivers, eaters, merchants, right inside the Uber app. It handles more than 15 million conversations with over 90% accuracy. And this isn't just a glorified AI bot, right? It's really grounded in Uber's logic and data. It can look at trip records, apply the right business logic, take action through Uber systems, which we've given it access through APIs. And when a case is too complex or it's sensitive, maybe it's a safety issue, it hands off directly to an operations agent with full context. Like what you see here is an example for a driver asking to be reimbursed for an unexpected toll that was encountered. And this happens a lot, right? Maybe you took a wrong route, or you wanted to be dropped off somewhere, you had to go over a bridge, and now there's toll. And what Nova can do is check the trip data, apply the policy, and resolve the issue instantly without any escalation to anyone at Uber. So it's not just a bot, right? It's our AI-powered service companion, always grounded in policy, always ready to hand off when there's safety is required. Now, Nova handles 70 to 80% of the cases, right? But when you're processing more than 40 million conversations a month, even 20% of those, which is the remaining 20%, is still a massive, massive volume. So that's where we developed Scout. Scout is our AI co-pilot for our customer operations teams. So when a specific contact or a customer conversation reaches our operations, Scout helps summarize the conversation so our operations agents don't have to scroll through all the trip history and what happened and all the long verbatims that the customers may have told us. It highlights what the intent is. It shows real-time data, like what was the trip or order progress. And it guides the agent on what is the next best action to take based on our business policies. And it doesn't stop there. It also helps our operations teams craft very meaningful, empathetic responses back to the customer, which are consistent with our tone and Uber's brand, and personalized to the customer based on who they are, what trip were they on, what was their issue, really serving as a great companion to our operations teams. And what's the value of this? This ensures that our humans can show up where they matter most, not dealing with issues which can be handled automatically. It ensures fairness, that with sensitive issues or whenever there is a customer pushback, they can be supported by AI with speed and with accuracy. So now let's go a bit deeper. Nova and Scout, our customer assistant and our agent co-pilot, are the faces. They are what you call the tip of the iceberg. But the real magic is in the platform underneath. This is the agentic AI brain that powers them both, and we built this in-house. So think of this as a network of specialized agents. And we have a planner agent which then instantiates the specific agent it needs to perform a specific task. For example, one agent handles FAQs, another agent traverses business policies, another agent deals with voice inputs, another agent deals with visual AI. And they are all orchestrated by this central planner. And every agent draws from Uber's structured knowledge and real-time data, which we have worked on a lot, on the data pipelines to supply all this intelligence. So that way, no matter who is answering, whether it's our bot or a particular person, the response is always consistent, it's always accurate, and it's always grounded. And before anything reaches a customer, all of this is stress tested through simulations, which is part of our platform, with full tracing and audit trail. So we can actually play back each one of those 40 million conversations, each one, and look at every interaction and what decision was being made. This gives us the confidence that our AI is accurate, it's explainable, and it's safe. This platform is what we call Uber's agentic brain. It's built on policy, knowledge, and real enterprise data. So every AI experience is reliable, transparent, and ready to scale globally. So with all this foundation in place, now let's talk about where we are going. So now we're pushing the boundaries of tech transformation, of AI transformation further. So AI at Uber isn't just assisting anymore based on rules and everything that we set up. It's stepping up into the role of being a decision maker. So there are some products here which we've developed. One is called Lumen. Lumen is actually our policy engine that interprets Uber's policy and makes compliant, consistent decisions every time. But just like our best human agents, even the best AI experience require freedom to adapt in unforeseen scenarios. That's where another product which we developed, which is called Phoenix, comes in. This is our test bed where we're exploring the limits of autonomy while keeping strict guardrails. Just like Uber is moving from driven vehicles to autonomous vehicles, our AI is also moving to autonomous decision making. For example, take cases like missing items or wrong orders from Uber Eats. Lumen ensures that the policy is applied correctly, but Phoenix goes further, using context and memory of past interactions that user may have had to adapt their decision and style in real time and at scale. This is a huge leap for everyone, for the industry, from moving from this rule-based automation to AI policy flexing. That means AI is now coming up with rules for your business, where we have to balance policy adherence with nuanced reasoning, fairness, and empathy at a massive scale. This is where AI just stops being an assistant and starts becoming a decision maker. So I think we've all heard this I've been in tech for 30 years. You can't improve what you can't measure, right? And I've really practiced this in AI development at Uber, where measurement isn't an afterthought for us. It's built directly into our platforms. So how do we do this? Well, we evaluate on 3 levels. One is we have humans who evaluate AI outputs for accuracy and gaps, right? Commonly known in the industry also as labeling and testing. And we actually have Uber AI solutions, which we are now marketing to other teams as well, other enterprises who can take advantage of that. The second thing what we are doing is we are having AI evaluate human conversations, right? To benchmark experience. And we are coming up with our own metrics called inferred CSAT, which measures the experience, the customer experience based on resolution, sentiment, effort. It's not survey-based. It's actually AI-based. It derives how good the experience was, and then it helps the humans craft better responses, better experiences. But how do we scale that? We have 20 billion messages coming in a month, 40 million conversations. We can't have enough humans to do that. That's where we've developed AI that evaluates AI. Yes. And these are auto evals which are running at scale. So some of our models are evaluating other models. And this constant loop of measurement is what keeps the system improving. And it's the reason that our AI continues to earn trust and it scales. So remember where we started off. We started off like, hey, we have a budget for experimentation. But now we've gone from experiments to a fully autonomous AI, agentic AI platform to really create AI as the operating system to reimagine our customer experiences. And we're just getting started. So thank you very much. I don't want to just present what I've done. I'd love to hear from you if you have questions. I think we are taking some live questions here, Gabriel.
Thank you.
So happy to take those from the audience. And I think we have the first hand go up right here.
Yeah, we have a few more minutes. I'll hand over the mic.
Can you talk a little bit more on how you externalize your AI agent? So for example, if I'm a human interacting to the agent that you build, how do you create the reliable and trustworthy environment so there are no losses for the company and there's no detriment to a customer? How do you do this? What are the best practices that you've seen? Can you talk about this? Thank you.
I'll repeat the question for those who couldn't hear it. The question is really, how do you externalize your AI agents? How do you make sure that that they are safe, they are secure, that they don't lead to a detrimental experience? Yeah, I think, first it comes down to our experimentation philosophy. We dog food a lot internally. So every one of our operations teams, every one of our users within Uber, we dog food all our AI and make sure that, is it really working? Is it really solving the problems? Secondly, our AI is actually trained on a lot of existing. We can simulate all those experiences through our simulators. And those simulators have real problems, which we can see them come through. Third is our experimentation philosophy, where we don't roll out everything all at once. We roll it out to a small version of the population with very strict controls, very strict guardrails, and make sure that it works and it solves real problems before we scale. And I think the fourth thing, which is really important, is right from the start, our AI is already integrated with our safety and risk systems, which we have developed over a long period of time. For example, we have Sira, which is another product which is called the Safety Incident Routing Assistant. So anytime there's a safety issue, we make sure that we are able to escalate it, and it goes to a human. All these systems are integrated with our risk systems. So anytime there is any fraud or risk or identity issue, we're able to capture that and take appropriate action. So that way, our customers have trust that this is not just AI. This is actually Uber is showing up here. And they would rather interact with that and get their problems solved quickly rather than wait to be connected to someone and then they have that trust in the system.
We have one more question.
Yeah, thank you very much for your speech and for the impressive rate of successful projects on your side. And coming back to that successful rate, so you have mentioned two things. First of all, is P&L linkage to the projects that you're initiating, right? So that you are making it efficiently. And the second one that you've mentioned is the extensive budget for experimenting. So my question is it like part of that P&L stuff, or are you allowing to experiment before you go to the serious cycle?
Yeah, that's an excellent question, Dimitri. And the question was about our P&L tie-in and our budget that we are reserving for experimentation. Aren't they like opposing to each other? On one hand, we are reserving a budget. On the other hand, for experimentation, which may or may not work. On the other hand, we have to impact P&L. I think I have to give credit to our leaders and our executive leadership team at Uber. They actually value experimentation quite a bit. So they've incorporated as part of the P&L up to 5% of the budget and said, yeah, this is reserved, and you can go ahead and run the experiments. Now, each experiment comes with its own set of metrics, and if you hit those metrics, you can move forward and scale that experiment. If you don't, then you have to fail fast and figure out what's next and improve upon it. But yes, the experimentation budget is baked into our P&L.
Right. Thank you, Jay, for the incredible session.
Thank you. There is one more question there. I don't know if we can take it.
We are almost
okay, but I will be around if you want to reach out. But thank you very much, and hope this was useful to all of you.